In my last tutorial, I already shared the pattern drafting of this beautiful corset dress. So if I need to see it, I will leave the link in the description box of this video. So you go ahead and watch on how I drafted and cut this beautiful dress. In today's tutorial, I'm going to share with you guys on how to join all the pieces together. Okay, so if it sounds like something you're interested to watch, keep on watching and let's get started. So this is the pattern drafting from my last tutorial. You can see I've already transferred everything to the actual fabric. So I want to now cut the skirt part of this gown. Okay, so this is the zip allowance. I want to cut both the front and back together. Okay, so mark quarter of your waist circumference and add 2 inch for your allowance. Note that please. So come down by 8 inch for your hip line. After marking, you mark quarter of your hip circumference. Add 2 inch for your seam allowance. Go ahead and connect from the waist to that point. Measure what you have on that hip area together, then go ahead and remove 1 inch and mark it on this hem part. From there you connect to the hip line, okay, just like this. So after you're done with this, go ahead and cut it out. So I'm going to now cut this out. Then after cutting, I'm going to notch the zip allowance side. I will also come down by 1 inch on the center back of the skirt. Can you see? And I also notch the zip. Then go ahead and slash your zip side into two like this. Okay, so once you're through with this, I'm going to now cut the sleeve. All right, so for the sleeve wideness, I have 19 inch, and for the length of this sleeve, I have 27 inch. Okay, it's very long. The next thing I want to do is to iron and air stay on the upper bodies. Okay, so I've gone ahead to iron and air stay on all the pieces you are seeing right here, and I also cut lining as well. Okay, so after removing the back piece aside, what I'm going to do next is to label the first cup as one. I'll do this on the lining, and I'll label here as two. Now I'm going to keep all the linings aside. Then I'm going to now join the both side of these bodies. I'm going to join with 1/2 inch. Do the same thing for the other side. After joining, I ironed my seam opening. As you can see, I did the same thing on lining as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is to create a bony channel. So I'm going to just mark out the center front of this piece, and on the side I'm going to give it a slant line. Okay, I'm creating a bony channel like I said earlier, so give it a slant line or any style you want. Just create your bony channel. On this other side, I mark 3 inch, then I'll use my ruler to make a straight line here. I'll repeat the same thing on this other side. I marked 3 inch. I'll go ahead and rule out a straight line. Okay, so on this other end here, on this side, I'll mark 1 inch, then mark 1 inch here. Go ahead and connect in a straight line. This is how I choose it to be. Like, this is how I want it to be. Can you see? So I have 1.5 there. I'm going to mark 1.5 here. Then I'll connect that side like this. Just connect that side straight this way. So after I was done marking, guys, you can see what my bony channel looks like. The next thing I want to do is to place this strap that I already cut, sewed and ironed. I will just place it this way, then cut out the excess. Okay, so after placing, I'll head over straight to my sewing machine. Then I'm going to stitch on both sides. I'll go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. So after sewing, guys, you can see what I have here. This is the back. This is how it looks like. So for the cup, I'm going to remove my lining. I'll just keep it aside. So for the cup, you can see I notched one side of all the cup I have there. Okay, so you're going to place 1 and 2 cup together like this. Then do the same thing on the other one. Go ahead and stitch with 1/2 inch. Okay, so after stitching, guys, I also went ahead to notch. After notching, you can see what I have here. So I'm going to just open it this way. After turning outside right, next thing you want to do now is to bring this first cup. This is number 1 cup, and the one I drew was 2 and 3. Okay, so go ahead and join with your 1/2 inch. Do the same thing for the other side as well. All right, so I also repeated the same thing on the lining as well. Can you see I've gone ahead to join? After joining, guys, you can see what I have here. So I'm also going to be attaching this bra cup. The size I have here is 42 size. That is the size I have here. So I'm going to place it this way, but before placing this way, I am going to make some dart. So I'll just fold it into two like this. Then I'm going to stitch with 1/4 inch and I'll stop at 3 inch. Okay, after stitching my dart on both cup, you can see what I have here. Now I'll bring my tailor arm. This is my tailor arm. I made this myself and this is my hemming gum. So what I'm going to do is to place my hemming gum on the cup, then cover with the fabric like this. Go ahead and iron. Okay, so for this tailor arm, I have a tutorial on how to activate this tailor arm. I'm also going to be dropping the link in the description box. So after ironing with my hemming gun, you can see what I have here. It now sticks together. So right now I am going to join this to the half length and I'll repeat the same thing on the lining. After joining, guys, you can see what I have here. So I'm going to trim out the little excess I have at the upper part. I'll also repeat the same thing on lining as well. Okay, if you have any excess after joining the cup, go ahead and trim it out on the upper side, just small. So go ahead and place them right side facing each other like this. Then go ahead and sew on the upper part and on the both side. So after sewing, guys, you can see what I have here, and you can also notice my lining was popping on the neckline. So I'm going to use this hemming gum to, stick it in place, like to make it stay in one place. Okay, so I will just insert the hemming gum underneath, then go ahead and iron. Okay, so after ironing, you would notice your lining is no longer popping out on the neckline. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and do that. So this is the back piece. Okay, so I'm just going to open it up like this. Then I'll place my tape from the neckline. I'll come down by 1/2 inch. Then after marking, I'll now mark to 2 inch. This is where I'm going to be attaching the rope for the loops. Okay, so come down by 1/2 inch from your neckline, then give to 2 inch space. You are going to be attaching your loops there. I also had a count there and I had about 10 mark on that point. Okay, so I'm going to cut out like 10 pieces of this loops. Okay, this is 10 pieces of the rope Abby loops. So I'm going to just fold it this way, then I'll place it on each of the mark I made. Okay, so after placing, I went ahead to sew, and this was what I had. So I'm going to now place my lining right side facing each other. Go ahead and sew from the neckline and also do the same thing on both sides. After sewing the both side and on the neckline, you can see what I have here. Can you see? So this is the skirt part. Okay, this is the skirt part for the back piece. So I'm going to just mark 1 inch for the zip allowance first. Okay, then after marking, I'm going to also mark 2.5 inch. This 2.5 inch was the inch I removed in my last tutorial for the back opening. So any inch you remove, go ahead and mark before placing your half length. After that, I went ahead to join, and after joining, guys, you can see what I have here. These are the both piece. The next thing I want to do now is to go ahead and place them the right side facing the other like this. Then from the waistline, come down by 7 inch or 8 inch. Then I'm going to be attaching my zip there. Okay, that line I marked was 1 inch. I'm going to attach my zip there. Then I'll also go ahead and sew here. I'll first sew, then attach my zip later. So after sewing, guys, I've also attached my zip. I've gone ahead to attach my zip, and I also left some opening for the slit. Okay, it's a very long dress, so it's supposed to have a slit. This is the 1 inch I folded, so I'm going to be inserting my hemming gum later. So this is the half length for our front piece. I've already gone ahead to iron. After ironing, guys, you can see what I have here. I also inserted my boning inside, like I have boning inside here. I did this out of camera because of light. Okay, so the light is not steady and I'm not filming with my light, so I had to insert my boning and rush to iron. Okay, so this is my front skirt, that is the down part. From the waistline, I'm going to come down by 5.5 inch. Then I'll fold my half length together like this. Then from that center, I'm going to just place the center on the center of my skirt. Then go ahead and trace the side. Okay, after tracing the side, I'm going to come up by 1/2 inch. Okay, then mark 1/2 inch there. Go ahead and trim it out. Okay, you trim out on the half, and don't trim out on the exact line you traced. You get? So now go ahead and open them up like this, then go ahead and join. Okay, if you're joining this, you're going to join like this. You can see how I placed it. Go ahead and join from that side to the other side. Okay, just like this. I'll just do that and I'll be right back to show you guys what I had. So guys, I've gone ahead to join. After joining guys, you can see what I have here. I'll also iron this later. So this is the back piece. I just placed them the right side facing each other because I want to, go ahead and I want to shape the both side actually. So I've already ironed my hemming gum inside this slit, as you can see. So I took this out of camera. I just placed this dress on the ground because it's very long. So I went ahead to mark my shaping line. So I'll just go ahead and shape this line, then I'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Okay, after doing that I will be right back. So guys, I've gone ahead to shape. After shaping this dress, you can see what I have here. Can you see? So the next thing I want to do now is to work on the sleeve. So for the sleeve, I've already sewed the hem part of the sleeve, and I also did the same thing on the upper part. When folding the upper part, fold in a way your elastic can pass through. Okay, so I'm going to now fold the both sleeve. Then from that upper part, I'll come down by 2 inch, and I also mark 2.5 inch on the side. Then go ahead and connect and cut it out. Okay, just like this. Then after cutting, I'll measure what I had here. It was 7.2 inch on a fold. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to cut out an elastic of 12 inch. Okay, that means 6 inch on a fold. So the length of the elastic I have here is just 12 inch. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to use my safety pin to insert the elastic. Okay, just like this. After inserting your elastic, the next thing I want to do now is to retake the measurement. Okay, so I'll just retake the measurement, and you can see I have 6 inch. That means I subtracted about 1 inch on a fold. So that is all for the upper part. Now, to achieve the gather effect at the down part of your sleeve, what you're going to do is from the hem part of your sleeve, come up by 5 inch, go ahead and connect in a straight line. So I'm going to be attaching this elastic. What I have here is 10 inch for the length. So what I'm going to do is just to place on the line, and I'm going to sew. As I'm sewing, I will be stretching it very well. Okay, so after sewing the elastic, I'll be attaching the elastic. You can see what I have here for the both sleeve. So I'm going to just keep it in place. Now from this side of the dress, okay, from the bust area, from that side, I'm going to mark 2.5 inch on this side. Then I also chalk the back side as well. Okay, so I also repeat the same thing on this other side. I'll mark 2.5. I'll chalk this on the front side, then do the same thing for the back as well. Okay, so I'm going to also measure the sleeve area. I had about 2.5 inch, the same 2.5 inch on the side. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to go ahead and place them. Make sure the both seam aligns very properly. Then go ahead and place them like this. Sew with your 1/2 inch. Repeat the same thing on this other side. Okay, now first sleeve is done. Repeat the same thing on the second sleeve. Okay, so after attaching the sleeve, guys, you can see what I have here. This sleeve looks so beautiful. Okay, this was what I had after I was done. Can you see? I also repeated the same thing on this other side. All right, for the down part, I've already hemmed the down part. Can you see? So the next thing I want to do is to sew a very long rope that I'm going to be attaching or tying on this back. Okay, it's going to be very long. Okay, so I'm going to place this on my mannequin. Okay, so this is it on my mannequin. You can see how beautiful it looks. This is the recreation. I hope I tried. So this is my client actually. Is a birthday dress. She'll be taking this piece, I think, next 2 weeks. So I have to make this dress now because I don't really have chance. So what will happen, because I know a lot of you will be waiting to see this on the real owner. Okay, because I think the mannequin is not just giving justice to the dress. So what will happen is after wearing or snapping, I'm going to post this maybe on my short, or I'll make it a normal post. Okay, what do you think? So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in my next one. We have actually come to the end of today's tutorial. Please hit on the subscribe button if you actually love this video, and in case you create this, please don't forget to tag me. I'm on Instagram, style by Corset. Bye.